Welcome to my designer class. My name is Mercy and I sell Stampin' Up! Products. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how I made this beautiful card. Now, I started off with a one sheet wonder template and I made 5 cards of the same design, and it will make 2 of each. So it will be a total of 10 cards. So I wanted to show you my template, and at the end I will show you some of the other cards, and I will probably be doing a tutorial on more of the cards that I did from this template. So I'm not sure if this all fits in the screen here, but this is 1, 2, so this will be one card. This one divides into another set of cards. This divides into another set of cards. This divides into a second set, and then these go like this and this. And this is what we use today. So I will set that aside and bring back in my card and talk a little bit about the broken stained glass technique that I did here. Now, this was an idea I got from, I believe, Francine Martin, and it is not as difficult as you might think, but I have a few tips and tricks to make it faster, and I thought a little more straightforward than the way she did it. But if you disagree, that's okay. I did get the idea from her though. So to start off with, we will be doing a little bit of embossing. So I'll bring in some scratch paper here and my window sheet. Now, window sheet is very staticky, so just keep that in mind. You're going to have to use your embossing buddy a lot. Now, you might want to consider running your embossing buddy over both sides, because it's very easy for this to pick up on any kind of static. So I use quite a bit of the embossing buddy. Then I'm going to bring in my Versamark, of course. Ink up your stamp, and I like bringing my Versamark to my Hummingbird. This is, oh, I forgot to mention, this is from Humming Along stamp set. I haven't made a tutorial in quite some time because I got sick and I was traveling. There was a lot of issues. So I'm kind of a little out of practice, but I'm happy to do this again. And I think I might have gotten a little too close to the edge. Yes, I did. But we will actually be using the one I did ahead of time. But I will go ahead and do this. It might work still. I could have just done that a little bit better. Oh well. Okay, so next I'm going to bring in my Black Embossing Powder. Now, if you have this on here, it will tend to cling, so I'm going to try to avoid doing that. This definitely wants to stick. So it's really critical you definitely use the embossing buddy with this. And I will go ahead and preheat my gun. I'm going to set this aside. And I do suggest blowing if you see parts that are like sticking. Okay, so that's pretty good, I think. And now I will just heat set this. Oh, that is really darn close. If I had just moved it slightly, it would have been better. Or made my paper a little bit. My window sheet a little bigger, that would have been good too. That would have helped. Okay. All right, so for coloring, what I suggest is, of course, bring in a white piece of scrap, and you're going to color on the back of it. So that would be the side that's smooth. This is the rough side, this is the smooth side. So this is the side you would want to do it. And use very dark colors. The colors I used were Night of Navy. Hang on, I can't do 2 things at once apparently. Okay, I'll just bring them in. So the dark soft suede, the light Night of Navy, dark crumb cake, dark lovely lipstick, and dark Call Me Clover. So those are the blends that I used. And so that's what it'll look like when you flip it over. But I'm not going to bore you with watching all that because I did do some. And you can see here, I wasn't as careful about that whole static thing, and I didn't do the opposite side, so it actually kind of clung to it. But, you know, that is not a huge concern. So you will need these adhesive sheets, and I cut one to size. You will need a piece of tin foil. This is the heavy tin foil. And what you want to do is crumble it up, and then you want to carefully, because you don't want to rip this, take it back apart and smooth it out. So this is what gives it that broken look and shiny. So I will just bring in and I did kind of catch a little hole here, so I'm gonna, when I put this down, I'm gonna be careful to avoid that. So that's why also it's good to have a nice size sheet. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna remove this adhesive backing, and I'm going to place, this is the side that has no adhesive anymore. I'm gonna check to see which is the side I need. And obviously this is the rough side. So you want to be on the smooth side, and you want to adhere this. Now this is a little bit of the tricky part, but it's not too bad. So again, smooth side, and you want to put this right on. So now I'm going to smooth it out, and you want to make sure it really sticks to this adhesive, to the window sheet. So, you know, press it nicely. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly take this off. And the reason why I say slowly is if you find that it's kind of separating, you can quickly push it back down if you have spots. But that did a pretty good job. I'm happy with that. So I am now going to go ahead, adhere this like this. And isn't that great? Ta-da, right? So next I'm going to bring in my framelit and the Big Shot. And I'll show you how fantastic this actually works with cutting it out with the Big Shot and the framelit. So bringing it in, I will simply lay it down as best as I can so you get all the pieces just right. Okay, and that looks pretty good. And straight down. Ooh, I think I might have shifted that teeny bit. Okay, and run it through. Okay, now take away the Big Shot so we can see this. And this is just a super easy way. Now I did say I changed it a little bit from the original instructions I watched, and this is one of the things, to just go ahead and use the framelit. She was cutting it out by hand. So that was one of the things that I did differently. Okay, and there we have it. And it just comes right out here that we can discard. Isn't that gorgeous? That's the stained glass, broken stained glass. And I think it's just a fantastic embellishment, if you will. So, all right, so this one I'm going to do slightly different. I'm going to use plain white cardstock, and I'm going to bring in my pieces. So for this, I do suggest you try to have yours so it makes sense. Even though there's a separation, it looks nice visually to see that they actually belong together. And of course, you want to make sure you have it directionally in the proper way, because you don't want one upside down or something like that. This side obviously is not directional, so that would definitely not matter nearly as much, obviously. So I'm just going to bring this in and go ahead and adhere this one and adhere this one. I think this is a really pretty card, and I haven't used all this up. It's more of a Valentine paper, but it does show you a great example of what you can do with the one sheet wonder idea. And I Okay, I just want to shift this slightly. But I wanted really like a 1/16 of an inch instead of the usual 1/8 of an inch. I want this one to be really tight because then this will go on the card base, which is the standard card base. So, okay. All right, so that's that part. And then we'll go ahead and finish attaching everything. I hope you enjoy this, and if you do, please give me a thumbs up. Again, I haven't made a video in a little while yet, and I'm hoping to really get back into it. It's just been crazy because I got a really bad like cold flu thing, and I was traveling, and there was just a lot of issues, and I'm still coughing some. It's crazy. It's been like 4 weeks, honest to God, and I still cough here and there. Anyhow, enough complaining. Everybody gets sick at this time of year, it seems. Okay, I'm gonna just bring in a little of the mini-me ones. I love these dimensionals. They definitely change up every project and make it great. So, okay, that went flying, but I found it. Yay. Yay for me. I just want a little strip on his, or yeah, I guess it would be a him because he's really colorful. So it's probably a male bird on his beak. And maybe we should do one, a little bit of one here on the one wing. Okay, so that is that. And I will bring, now I did stamp this and run it through the Big Shot off camera. These are using the stitched framelits shapes, and so there's nothing too unusual about that, but I just wanted to mention that. So I just can't believe this broken stained glass. It's just so pretty. I love it. And of course it works great with this particular set with the Hummingbird. I did try doing a flower, but I wasn't as enthralled with it. It just didn't quite turn out the same way as the Hummingbird. I don't know. But this is a beautiful stamp set. It's definitely in the top 5 favorite ones for this occasions catalog for me. All right. Can't believe soon we're gonna get the new annual catalog. That will be so exciting. I would love to go to Onstage some year maybe. This year, the big trip was Disney, so next year maybe, who knows. I think it would be really cool to see. All right, so here is our wishing you an amazing birthday. And incidentally, today is my birthday, so that's pretty cool. All right, so I will bring in the other cards and show you. This is probably my second favorite. I thought that turned out really well. This is using the Hostess set. And then I have this with using the cake set, piece of cake, and of course the animal one. My mind's drawing a blank, sorry. But that one's really cute. And then I did this one with the Butterfly Gala and the word set. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you need help ordering any products, please email me at mewants3@gmail.com and I'd be happy to assist you. Thanks so much for watching and happy stamping.